Hey, third grade. This is Miss Liberty with your first reading lesson of 2021. This week in reading, we are going to be reviewing second grade standards and what you learned last year during your nonfiction unit before we left school. So, first question is, what is nonfiction? See if you can think to yourself and figure out what is nonfiction. Nonfiction is a rich and engaging genre offering a variety of topics that will entice any reader. So nonfiction includes real facts and real information. We can find this information by reading newspaper articles, textbooks, recipes and biographies, travel brochures, informational websites. Reading nonfiction is really empowering. Nonfiction reading sparks students' curiosity and opens their eyes to new worlds and different points of view. So we have a lot to review. Readers use what they know about the specific types of nonfiction to enhance their enjoyment and understanding of text. We will examine the purpose and components of literary nonfiction, including crafting and reporting techniques to support enduring content understanding. So during this lesson today, we will be talking about two types of words, facts and fancy words. Facts are information that we learn from the text, and fancy words are sensory details, descriptive language, voice, and story structure like characters, setting, and plot. We are going to come back to this chart that you see right here and revisit how to fill in our facts and how to fill in our fancy words or descriptive details. So today we're going to learn how writers of literary nonfiction texts use crafting and reporting techniques to help readers understand and enjoy their text. Writers use descriptive language, which is a crafting technique, to entertain their readers and help them visualize the story like in a movie. Writers also use reporting techniques to present factual information to inform their readers about a topic or a subject. When writers of nonfiction texts use both of these techniques, it helps readers learn new information in a fun and enjoyable way. So to review, descriptive language is a crafting style of writing, and the purpose is to entertain the reader. Factual information is a reporting style of writing, and the purpose is to inform the reader, to teach the reader. Donna Latham wrote a wonderful piece of literary nonfiction titled A Turtle Tot's Tale. In this article, Donna uses a narrative story to help the readers visualize what is happening to a baby turtle named Tilda. Donna uses a lot of descriptive language, including onomatopoeia, sensory details, and vivid verbs to engage the readers. She also introduces important facts throughout the text so we learn about these interesting creatures. As I read the first page, watch as I stop to note when Donna teaches us a new fact and when Donna creates a picture in our minds. Here we go. A Turtle Tot's Tale by Donna Latham from Zoodle's Turtles. In the soft sand of the nest, tiny Tilda struggled to free herself from her leathery egg. Soft sand of the nest. That's more of a descriptive language, whereas leathery egg is a fact. That's the type of egg that we see. She wiggled and jiggled, waggled and wriggled. She flapped her gray, paddle-shaped front flippers and squirmed further and further out, but still not quite all the way. Hatching was hard work. Finally, with all her might, Tilda flicked her hind limbs against the egg. Let me pause after that paragraph. I noticed wiggled and jiggled, waggled and wriggled are all sensory details. Those are telling me exactly how she is getting out of the egg. But then a fact that I learned is that she's using her gray paddle-shaped front flipper. So that tells me a description of her flippers. Paddle kick, paddle kick, paddle, paddle, flick. Tilda had squirmed free. Worn out, the little hatchling rested on the cool sand. Paddle, paddle, kick, paddle, paddle, kick is an example of descriptive language. A moonlit sky shimmered over the ocean, which sparkled like diamonds in the distance. Waves crashed against the shore. Somehow, Tilda knew she had to creep toward the brightness. Clumsy in the clumpy sand, she waddled toward the glistening sea, which seemed so very far away. So I learned that baby turtles paddle and kick to free themselves from the egg. And then for our fancy words or descriptive details, I see moonlit sky shimmered over the ocean, which sparkled like diamonds. That's putting a really great visual in my head of what exactly is happening and what the setting looks like. So this would be part of our setting, part of our story structure. Uh-oh, black and masked eyes peered curiously from behind a mound of sand. Whiskers twitched around a dark nose, a hungry raccoon. But even though she was tired, Tilda managed to skitter out of reach. Paddle, paddle, hurry. Paddle, paddle, scurry. So baby turtles creep to the sea after they hatch is a fact that I have learned. They tried to get to the sea, but they're a little clumsy at first. So clumsy in the clumpy sand, she waddled toward the glistening sea. So that tells me that Tilda is struggling. She's having a little bit of a struggle to get herself to the sea. And raccoons are predators of baby turtles, because when I go back into the text, it shows a hungry raccoon with the whiskers twitching around a dark nose. And I can use my illustration here to really get a visualization of what the raccoon is looking at. And there's Tilda waddling through the clumpy sand to try to get to the sea. So Donna has a really great way of weaving together beautiful descriptions as well as interesting and important facts in her piece of literary nonfiction. I was able to gather new information about what baby turtles do when they are born and get a clear and vivid picture in my mind of tiny Tilda's journey. So writers of literary nonfiction use crafting and reporting techniques to engage and entertain readers while at the same time presenting factual information to expand our understanding about the topic. A memorable story often holds our attention and helps us recall the important facts about a topic or subject. So the purpose of this type of nonfiction text is to both inform and delight readers, so you can learn but also be entertained. As you continue to read literary nonfiction text, enjoy the unfolding story but also pay careful attention to the actual facts being presented. It is truly an enjoyable way to learn something new. Today on Seesaw, I'm going to read aloud the rest of the article. As I read, I want you to think about the facts that Donna included and the engaging descriptions she used to help create a picture in your mind. See if you can collect at least 2 facts and 2 descriptive details from the passage that I read. So I'm going to head over to Seesaw and show you what it's going to look like. So you'll see 1-4 reading, exploring literary nonfiction. Please listen and read along with me as I read a literary nonfiction article called A Turtle Tot's Tale. Make sure you pay close attention to the fact that there are facts and descriptive details. Click Add to do the graphic organizer. Use the text tool to add 2 facts and 2 fancy details. I have added an example for you. Then click the check to add your response. So when I click on Add, this is what you will see. This is your graphic organizer. So you're going to use the text tool to fill in 2 facts and 2 descriptive details you learned from the second page of A Turtle Tot's Tale. You can get to that by clicking here in the directions. This is the part that we just read together today. And this is the part where you will use to fill in your graphic organizer. So let me show you how to get to that again. When you log into your Seesaw, this is the lesson that you're going to see. You can either click on the image right here to listen to the story, or you can go ahead and click on Add Response to get to your page that you have to fill in, and click on the article from here. So those are the two ways that you can find your activity for today. Don't forget to click the check when you are all finished to turn it into your journal. And I can't wait to learn more reading with you tomorrow about nonfiction.